I remember growing up, East Peoria, Illinois, I didn't know anybody in our neighborhood who was divorced. They made a promise, they kept it. You learn to get along. Abigail kept her vows and waited for God to intervene. God killed her husband. She didn't do it. Okay. She didn't divorce him. Bible says in Judges, every man did that which was right in his own eyes. It says it twice. Same thing in the book of Judges. Good way to get in trouble. Do whatever you think is right instead of consulting God's word. Okay. Everyone who files for divorce justifies what they do. I know. Well, I had to do it because A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I understand. Did he die? No. Well, we'll see how God looks at that judgment day. I'm leaving you and filing for divorce. Why? You might get in trouble someday. Oh, is that part of the reason? You don't run your business like I think it should be run. You don't let me have my way. I've already stolen as much as I can from you. I'm looking for another victim to fleece. Bobby, this ought to ring a bell with you. Call Bobby, okay? None of those are biblical grounds to break your vows and leave a marriage.
In each one of these 4 points, Kent is actually slyly attacking each of his previous wives, without, of course, giving them an opportunity to respond. So, in the interest of truth, Claude is going to do that on their behalf. Point 1. You might get in trouble with the law someday. But Kent is misrepresenting his first wife, Jo, here. Recordings prove that Jo was concerned Kent hadn't changed his attitude and ways from the time he was in prison. She left because he was the same old Kent. Point 2. You don't run your business like I think it should be run. Kent is referring to his second wife, Marie, who was actually concerned that he wasn't keeping appropriate records. Interesting that Kent refers to it as being his business. I've always believed Kent's so-called ministry was in fact a business, and here it's confirmed. Point 3, you don't let me have my way. Now Kent is referring to his third wife, Cindy. He really should be saying that Kent already got hold of much of her life savings, estimated at around $200,000, and now has not much use for her. Point 4. Ironic in regard to the last one. I've already stolen as much as I can get from you. So Kent is ironically referring to his fourth wife, Sandra, in my opinion. You know, his forever Mrs. Hovind, who Joseph alleged, and I think Kent as well, took $16,000 when she left. It's intriguing that even after she left with $16,000, Kent was still sending notes or texts or messages trying to woo her back with offers of things like, let's go and see the Northern Lights or some such. He didn't seem worried about the $16K then, did he? So, 4 wives in about 9 years, and never his fault, according to Kent. Let's conclude with Kent trying to set himself up as the perfect husband. Kent, narcissistic Hovind, perhaps.
I was a great husband to her. They don't get it, Joseph. Your wife, Bobby, spent time with her. And you know how girls get together and talk in the office? Same with Sandra. What does your wife think about my ability to be a good husband?
Well, she's never been married.
No. Yeah, Sandra, take the money and leave. Boy, did she milk this dry, you know. It's so sad. Well, all these women want the perfect husband, and they had him. I'm a good husband, okay? And they know it. I was married 42 years, my first wife, virgins on our honeymoon, okay? Faithful, 3 kids, and never touched another woman. I've never touched a woman I wasn't married to, never, okay? And so I come home from prison, first day, she said, I'm divorcing you. I didn't do anything, okay? And Sandra stole a bunch of stuff and left. I got the papers. Okay. She departed. They said, Kent, do you have any objections? I said, yeah, I'd like her to give back everything she took. So the judge ruled, yes, she has to give it back. Anything? You've been in on one of the board members. What did I do wrong in the Sandra situation? Let her have control of the books and she was in charge of the bookstore. And so I was a great husband to her. Yeah, Sandra, take the money and leave. Boy, did she milk this dry, you know.
Sandra left Doc and she took $16,000 and she took the store and she did all kinds of things that were not of a Christian woman to do with the ministry.
All of them said, Brother Hovind, do not let this one get away. So we got married last week. Sandra, you want to come up and become world famous? Cindy, should have been yours. You blew it. Cindy, should have been yours. You blew it. Okay. Sandra, come on up. All the skeptics are going to get mad. Hovind got married again. Yep. Sure did. Wonderful. So, how do you like Dinosaur Adventureland, Miss Sandra?
I do.
You do? Okay. Have a seat here. All right.